What's up YouTube, Silver Dragons here, and in this video I'm talking about why I'm actually quitting silver stacking, quitting gold stacking, and instead I'm going all in on copper. So let's do it! Thank you so much for watching my video. I sincerely appreciate it, and stay tuned till the end of this episode for a very special announcement. But I want to get right into copper because there's so much to talk about copper and why I'm actually switching over to it. So I used to be a very heavy silver stacker, but that is no more. The premiums are getting just way too high on silver, so I'm actually going to be getting rid of a lot of my silver. Same with gold. The premiums are just getting way too high on gold, so I'm going to be getting rid of my gold as well and switching over to this stuff right here. Copper. So incredibly excited about it. Now, unfortunately, right now, copper is actually known as a base metal. Copper is very prevalent here on the Earth's crust. It's very easy to mine and things of that nature. So because there's so much of it, copper is considered a base metal. However, I think that copper bullion should be considered a precious metal, which is why I've actually started a petition to get it changed from a base metal to a precious metal.
Copper, you're my very best friend.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of people that have signed it so far. I think there's 3. There's myself, my wife, and there was one other person, but actually he hasn't signed it yet. So I guess just 2 so far, but soon to be 3 people to sign that petition. I feel very strongly about that. Now let's talk about copper and some ratios and things of that nature. So copper, currently the spot price is $2.18 for a pound of copper, which makes each ounce of copper about 13.6 cents. So that's not a lot of money for an ounce of copper. However, if you do look at some historical ratios, we can see that copper is actually extremely undervalued right now. Now, I know a lot of people like to look at the copper to silver ratio or the copper to gold ratio. I'm not really into that. The one that I prefer is actually the copper to rhodium ratio. And if you look at this ratio, it's very interesting because with the rhodium spot price sitting at around $7,000 right now, it's actually kind of crazy that you could have converted lots of your copper into rhodium just a few weeks ago and really taken advantage of that drop in spot price of rhodium. I wasn't able to do that. I do have a lot of copper, but it just weighs so much I couldn't move all of it in time.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
So I missed out on that opportunity. Currently, the copper to rhodium ratio, or the CRR, is sitting at 3,211. Now, it seems kind of crazy because I'm going from a silver stacker to a copper stacker.
A copper.
The thing is, when it comes to copper, there's actually several different things that you can stack. Some of them are fairly high premium, I would say. If you're getting stuff like the proof Zombux copper pieces, you're going to be paying some insane premiums. But there are very low premium copper options. One would be to get pennies. Now, pre-1982, all of the pennies were made with copper. In 1982, half the pennies were made with copper, half the pennies were made with zinc. Now, I think one of the greatest injustices that has ever been done in our country was not when they confiscated the gold on April 5th of 1933. It was not when they changed our silver coinage to clad coinage in 1965, but it was when they changed the copper pennies into zinc pennies. Oh my goodness. Nothing grinds my gears harder than thinking about how we used to have beautiful copper coinage in this country, and now it's just flecks of a base metal. I mean, zinc, come on. Anyway, some of the other options for copper stacking are things like the copper rounds. Now, you got to be careful about the copper rounds because these cost about $1 each. And they're only worth about 13 cents. So you're looking at somewhere around a 700% premium. However, when you're converting that worthless currency, that monopoly money, into something you can actually hold in your hand, you can finally measure your wealth in ounces and not in dollars. So I know you're paying a high premium on these, but that's okay for me. Another thing you could get in regards to copper would be stuff like scrap copper, right? So copper pipe, copper wire.
Probably all copper wiring, huh?
And then obviously you could dip into the more premium stuff like poured copper and things of that nature. Now, I do want to do sort of a little bit of a pre-leak that I've heard from a little birdie that the United States Mint is actually going to be stopping their gold bullion program and switching over to copper. So gold is just getting too expensive. So I think, now this isn't for sure, but it's very possible that next year we will actually see an American copper eagle. And if they do that, oh my goodness, I am going to back up the truck on those. If they do, it'll likely have a nominal face value of 1 penny, but that's okay because obviously the copper pennies have a face value of 1 penny. These copper rounds are, sort of a mock-up of what a large penny would look like. But anyway, there you go. So now let's get to the huge announcement. I am filming and posting this video on April 1st, so I wanted to say a happy April Fool's Day.
Got him! Got him!
To everyone out there. I'm actually sort of joking, obviously, in this video, although there are some truths, like the high premiums on copper rounds, so I do want to warn you all about those. But anyway, tune back in next time to watch me make and try colloidal copper for the first time, and we'll see how many sicknesses we can heal with that sweet nectar. Until the next time, Copper Dragons out.